Welcome to Psychopomp Gold, the updated version of Psychopomp, adding more levels and some extra little neat Easter egg stuff, I guess you could call it. Adds a little more to the story, also adds a ending or an epilogue leading up to Psychopomp 2. In this game, you play as a woman who thinks everyone is a liar. Turns out they are. And the world is not as it seems. So, let's get into it. Everyone, everywhere has secrets. Did you know that everyone has special powers and that they've kept it a secret from me my entire life? But I won't stand for that. That's why I made a helmet. I call it Machine That Lets Me Read People's Minds When I Want to, or Psychopomp for short. But something happened when I put it on. It didn't let me read people's minds, but it let me see something else. A world that was hidden from me that everyone knew about. A world hidden in plain sight with all sorts of animals and creatures and dead bodies. There are catacombs under every public government building. I will not allow any more secrets to be kept from me. All right. You remember the controls? Yes. Tank controls. You're in the world. Use the WASD keys and to move and turn. Use Q and E to strafe. Hold shift to sprint. Yes. First starting this game, the controls were definitely odd. And had trouble getting used to them. Items are important to many things. To pick up an item, choose the touch mode of interaction and click on the item. Yep. All right. You can talk to people and do many other things with them too, though they may lie to you in many ways. Her hair is cold and rough, like hair would be on a night like tonight. You wonder how it tastes and have to hold back from finding out. The girl doesn't make you think anything one way or another. You feel like she's polite for being that way. I can't take it. It's only going to get worse and worse. If I remember correctly... Yep. Get one of these. Feeling I will definitely be needing that later. Because I'm definitely not all that used to these controls again. Some doors need to be opened with items. Use an item on something. Open the inventory with the inventory button. Then drag the item onto the door you want to use it on. Alright. Good work, keep going. There's so much work to be done tonight. Remember, you can hold control to look around freely, getting a better look at things. Look at the dog. He wags his tail and licks your fingers. Just a small white dog. Might be feral. Nothing else out of the ordinary. There it is. Don't idle here. You have much to do. Don't worry, for there is a plan to everything. I'm sure you will see in due time, my friend. All right. Now. Stick to the numbers. Gameplay tip. Some creatures do not like light. Real world tip. Inanimate objects feel pain. Make sure to hit them against things as hard as you can. They deserve it. It's not hard to enter a public building. The buffoon who invented locks and windows have never heard of a hammer. The nice thing about this game is that it's simplistic. The style is definitely interesting, to say the least, and the combat system can be a tough thing to get used to, but as soon as you get used to it, it's not that bad. Water treatment. Human waste being processed and cleaned. Made acceptable for consumption again. Chemicals being added to chemicals to remove chemicals. If water treatment is for our safety and concern, why is there an elevator heading straight into the human waste? What could be hidden down there? And if it is such a big secret, why is it so easy to go down there? Sick. Loading screen's also nice. It's not just a black screen with a little swirl in the bottom corner. Alright. Sewage treatment. Definitely don't remember where exactly all the enemies come from, but that will be figured out soon enough. Okay, I think this one we could just talk to. I think there's one down there. The double-stalked thing looks at you with all of its eyes. It seems to beckon you. You try to touch the stalked thing, but it grabs your hand. You just barely manage to pull your hand free at the last moment. Oh, hello. My, aren't you a cute one? Say, isn't there nothing better than being tangled up? Would you like to be tangled up? Yeah, the sound of attacking something in this game is quite horrifying. Is this... I think this is what we have to come back to. Yes. You reach out to touch her face, but the Threat woman bats away your hand, shooting you an accusatory stare. The Threat woman stares back at you, suspicious of your intentions. Watch your step wayward. The bridge is out. I've been throwing rocks into the chasm for hours, and I haven't heard one hit the bottom. The Threat woman is old, but her eyes are still alert and aware. The Threat woman backs away from your touch. I remember when I was young, we would run around these stone halls. They were so beautiful. Can you imagine that? It seems like so long ago, but I remember the smell of the fresh air. Alright. So we came from that way. Go down this way. And my hunch is correct. Yep. I remember the first time running into that thing, yeah, I nearly jumped out of my chair. Alright, let's see. April 19th. Feel like I just woke up the other day for the first time. I have memories before Sunday, but they just feel so hazy, so much less vivid. I feel so awake now, so real. I just can't stop smiling. Something good has happened. It's happened. First self-portrait. And if I remember correctly, these walls are destructible. I remember you could touch it and look at it and stuff, but with that one, that's for sure. Let's see. Okay, yeah, these are the keys for the menu. Throw them in. You can walk around an area that gives a little more, I guess, dialogue between certain things. Not necessarily sure what it has to do with the story, but I know it is there. Okay, this brings you back around. And this is this was a secret area. The statue of a dragonfly. The Threat woman's eyes look angry, but mostly tired. You reach out to playfully yank her hair, but she doesn't let you. She's mean. Why would she do that? Ah, you startled me. This holy place has been overrun by those sparkle-eyed freaks. I can barely do anything to keep away from them. Keep them away. Guess I'm just making up my own dialogue at this point. No. There we go. Now I just gotta remember what exactly it is I'm supposed to do here. Over here. There's this. Okay. You wrap your knuckles against the wall. It rings out a bit more hollow than the other walls. The wall looks a little worse for wear. Talking to a wall will not do you any good. They tend to be awful at conversations. Let's see. Pseudo two-dimensional. Feels like paper and wetness. You kind of like touching the symbolic man. You might think that you're in pain, but I've always been here a lot longer than you. Eventually, it'll all become quiet and all return to symbols. Grab this and then read the note. Doctor, I apologize, but this doesn't make any sense. I can't wrap my head around it. All measurements, gravity, trajectory, mass, they're all consistent with a planet, noticeably smaller than Earth. There's no way that Earth lost mass, did it? And what of the Earth that now hangs in the sky? It too looks just like our planet, but far smaller. Smaller in size to a moon. I don't see how you can deny all of this. Your claim that all of this is simply caused by equipment failure or operator error is absurd. I understand the desire to be skeptical, and I respect what you have done for me over the years, but at some point we need to start looking at what is directly in front of our faces. You are in denial of the situation we have found ourselves in. Signed, Blink. This game has always held a special place in my head. I always come back thinking about this game and wanting to play it again. So, thought I'd make a video, spread the word about this game, hopefully give the guys that made it some more publicity. Oh no. Definitely forgot about that one. It's this guy. You regret touching the nugget. Your hands are covered in a greasy slime now. The nugget looks at you in a peasantly way. It was simply so fun to live off of human waste. We funnel human byproduct into our queen, who in turn replicates the raw material into flesh and milk for us. Yeah, those things are less than desirable. There we go. Another one of those. And gotta go down this way. It's an enemy. Oh, yeah. Okay. Talk to this guy. It almost instantly wriggles out of your grasp and begins dancing again. It's moving around in a way that really pisses you off. My key, my special key. The queen gave it to me. My special love gave it to me. If anyone ever took it, I'd explode. I'd be so mad. Yeah. Turns out, if you don't do that, he really does explode. I learned that the hard way the first time. And from then on, went around making sure nothing was alive after that. No. I just gotta remember exactly where I need to go. But I know this goes here. All right. Grab these. You regret touching the royal nugget. Your hands are covered in greasy slime now. You place your hand on the queen's forehead. It feels cold and glassy like porcelain. You regret touching the royal nugget. Your hands are covered in greasy slime now. The royal nugget looks at you with an air of pomp and circumstance. Her form has taken up the entire room, swollen from years of gestation and propagation. After all this time, look at that lovely slime. You place your hand on the queen's forehead. It feels cold and glassy like porcelain. Oh, hee hee. Is it time for me to go? Heavy as the crown, the guillotine has been set since before the queen was born, and will be set for many generations of milk babies like her to come. She was a good queen. However, like all good queens, she must eventually be recycled. Do us a favor and use those hands of yours to get the job done. Oh, yeah. Yep. I didn't know this took place in France. Now, just gotta go down here and use the key. Each level has like just a different feel to it. And obviously each area doesn't look similar, but it's definitely They're definitely creative about a lot of the stuff that came through this game. Alright, pull the lever. We just gotta go back there. Luckily, it gives us a shortcut. Wait. Can't remember if there's something here. That was for, I think, that key. Yeah, it was. Now. Just need to make our way back over to the first area. Or second area, I guess. Now we can cross. Yep. The bridge was raised, but there's nothing over here. I'd hoped there may be food here that I could try to bring back to the village, but I suppose it was just a pipe dream. All that is here is a lousy, rusty lever. Well, I know exactly what to do with the rusty lever. Isn't it they say death to the queen? And who would be saying that? Probably people that hate queens. I think we just go back. To the queen. And we can collect our prize. Yep. Dang, the other two just dipped out. I don't know how. Not like they can walk anywhere. Well, I guess some of them can. I don't know. You got an egg of the earth. Press any key to continue. Deal. Okay, I don't know what's going on because usually doesn't do that. One sec. Okay. So looked around, tried to see if I could fix that, and I'm not sure if I could. So we'll just have to keep going with the way it is. Gameplay tip. Make sure to use items sparingly. They're rare. Real world tip. The Queen of Dragonflies is sleeping and smiling. Children's hospitals have the same smell to them. A clean smell that somehow makes you want to vomit, like a mixture of bleach and Elmer's glue. I love it. Doctors will always smile at you when they say that they cannot help you. Give them the copay and die more as they tell you that you aren't full of cancer, aren't full of incurable illnesses. Hospitals feel like the safest place to me, even though I know they aren't. They're the least safe place, a place that will swallow you whole and give you disease, a place that will cut you open and make others feel good about it. Through it all, the elevator is there. I can smell it, that smell of rust and petrol breaking through the clean hospital smell. The door's wide open, waiting for me to enter. Right? I get goofed up. Is it this way? No? Oh yeah, that was the elevator. Duh. This game just does great at making you feel uneasy. The nurse feels dry and warm to the touch. She really cares about you. The nurse looks at you through the eyeless void. You just know she's thinking about meat. Welcome to the lower wing. Here we help to preserve the most important individuals of humankind, both in honor of their contributions and as a sign for the rest of humanity to follow. Plato is before you. He quivers and shakes in a perverse way. You get no pleasure from touching Plato. I was right about everything in my life, except for the cave. I was totally off the mark with that. No matter, there is no better sound than the sound of children, the touch of children, the smell of children. Socrates agrees with me. So if you know it's good and right. Yeah, I don't know about that. Alright. And who do we have here? Alexander the Great is before you. He quivers and slops in a violent way. You get no pleasure from touching Alexander the Great. There's nothing greater in this world than the feeling of battle, to conquer and to be conquered, to feel that warm slick on your hand. Wouldn't you agree? I would do anything to feel another man's blood again. Well then, good for you. The nurse feels warm, dry and warm to the touch. She feels very proud of her special key card. The nurse wears a key card around her neck. As a thanks for their contributions to society, our patients are surrounded by their most favorite things in life. They'll never get bored, and they'll never be unhappy. Give me that key card. Then one last one. You get no pleasure from touching Cleopatra. Cleopatra is before you. She moves and shakes in an ambitious, dangerous way. There's nothing better in life than having people think you're helping them. Popularity is absolutely key when moving forward. If you play your cards right, anything seems necessary. A massacre, a young girl with a slit throat, the dissolution of people, a crushed slave revolt. They'll do it all for you, if you know how. Yeah, they do a great job of making you feel uneasy. The nurse's warm interior is covered by a cold exterior. The nurse looks off in a daze, thinking of the wonderful heavenly bodies. Beautiful night, isn't it? Makes me feel a lot better to know that when I look at the moon, someone is looking back. Yep, there you are. Damn. Come on. There we go. Finally. Alright, I'll use the key card here. And then yeah, that sounds just terrifying. Alright. Damn. That actually kind of made me jump. Forgot this one was here. She feels like a smile and touches like a day. The nurse has a key card around her neck. You think about choking her with it. Each and every one of those small rooms houses an important figure. Once the patient has grown enough, they'll be moved to their own main room up above. Not if I have anything to do about it. Now, go down this way. Be prepared for anything. Stay strapped, get clapped. Where's, oh. A note. Recently uncovered texts reference two enigmatic figures. Shivenesh, Vishnari, Queen of Venus, and Krosmer Colvin, King of Mercury. Krosmer? Ner. Several ancient textiles depict these beings created the heavenly bodies and waving the universe. Their names seemingly refer to the two fictitious planets, Venus and Mercury, respectively, which they held domain over. It is thought that these figures acted as a subject of worship. However, their descriptions and depictions within the textiles match no known religions or cultures. Figure A. Symbols of the aforementioned deities. Note the upright cross, possibly denoting a connection to Christianity. Look at you. The cochlea feels sensitive and receptive to sound. It's a cochlea, an important part of the human ear. I used to be a number cruncher for a big corporation, and it was so boring and awful. A boring businessman. Then I got extensive surgery to be free, a free floating cochlea, and I've never been happier. Sorry, bud. Can't let you float around this space any longer. Abomination is what he is. Oh. The nurse feels dry and cracked. The nurse is ready for hard work and R&D in the coming future. Perfection? No, that's hard. We've got to strive for it, though. After all, perfect patients need perfect parasites. Nurse feels happy to be alive. I wouldn't count on that for too long. The nurse looks very proud of new discoveries in mental health. It's hard to turn a human into a parasite. Most people would never want to be a parasite. That's why her brain is filled with dopamine 24/7 to keep her chugging. And it works. That's horrible. Nurse feels dry and cracked. The nurse looks excited. The future is full of opportunities. Study of neoparasitics is very important to us. Parasites are some of the most efficient creatures on the planet. This new parasite was developed from the body of a young teacher in Berlin. We have very high hopes for her. You can't reach the tick to touch it, but you have a feeling it might grab you if you try. The tick squirms and burgles between the faces of the wall, happy to be surrounded so snugly. The tick is simply too happy to respond to any meaningful way, so it just gurgles in delight instead. Yeah, that's awful. Gonna get an idea by the end of the game what's going on. But at the end of the day, it's just like, I still don't understand everything. Some of it, yes. But most of it, no. Alright. Take that. The nurse's dry surface is covered in a layer of wetness. The nurse looks at you through the eyeless void. You feel a plump kind of love coming from her. We've nourished our patients so well. Look at how plump and happy their bodies have become. I'm so proud of them. You got anything to say about that one? Still proud. You know what? Good on that, nurse. Is there an enemy? Yeah, I can't see in front of me at all. The nurse moves in a shaky, outdoorsy way. The nurse wears a plastic keycard around her neck. What a time to be alive. Ah, it's really great to get outside every once in a while. Make sure you're going outside. If you're not doing that, you're practically killing yourself. That is true. Oh wait. Yeah, sorry. You gotta die. Alrighty. Nurse touches and feels in a way that tells you she really understands the big picture when it comes to healthcare. The nurse looks at you through an eyeless void. She's trickling in a most vile way. You must understand, nutrients and meat are siphoned from hospital patients from around the world to keep our VIP guests alive. It might seem brutal, but I bet you never even noticed it until now. Well, there goes your VIP guest. Sorry. I'm gonna ignore the keys for the most part. I would go through and grab them all, but I feel like the game's definitely worth a play and worth doing it yourself. It's not too expensive. I mean, I think it's like around 10 to 15 bucks. Oh, look at that. How lovely. You got an egg of the earth. And it's still bugged, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know how to fix that. Let's take a look at the transient location. Gameplay tip. Some tips are outright lies. Real world tip. Trees are not the only organisms capable of inoculation. Deer, whales, and humans are also perfectly capable. You run your fingers across the surface of the TV set, picking up a notable layer of dust. You think about how it might feel if you were covered in a layer of dust.
Repeat. At 3:45 a.m. today, a state of emergency was declared following the appearance of a large unknown insectoid creature in the Melnitz borough of Central City. The creature is unpredictable and is considered to be highly dangerous. This is not a drill. If you are inside, stay inside. If you are outside, find the nearest shelter. If you are thinking, stop thinking. The insect may appear to you as a human. It is not. It is an aberration of your imagination
Well then. An old dusty TV set. It's pretty rare that you find a TV that speaks when spoken to. Most of them are too self-absorbed. When a TV talks back to you, it's a true friend. All right. Now, public school. Because everyone loves public school. There are multiple solutions to a problem. Real world tip. Viruses do not exist. Illness is simply your body punishing you for what you have done wrong. Here we go. The smell of pencil wood and erasers. I can smell something new. The thick iron smell. I'm getting close. The elevator is down this way. I can feel it, even if I can't see it. It's like the vein that goes down to into a heart. That's a lot of blood. Head of production, welcome to my factory. I trust that you will find your own way around here. Sure. Open Valley. When the child look to the sky, they will make believe about stars, planets, and other impossible lights shining above. When the adult looks into the sky, they will see no light but take comfort in it. There is no danger in nothingness. When the dead looks to the sky, they will smile and close their eyes, seeing that there was light all along. Stupid, there are no stars. Yeah, they're just light bulbs that the government planted in the atmosphere. Jeez. This is the main factory floor. I know this is a bit much to ask, but there is a machine surrounding my head. One that will smash it into a fine putty. Will you go and turn off the safeguards so that the machine will turn on? Sure, bud. Rust and sweat. The metal man twitches and stares at the gears with a sense of lust. Having a factory under an elementary school is so pragmatic. Wouldn't you agree? It affords us so many opportunities we wouldn't have otherwise. Sure, buddy. Sure. Floating little gear head thing. Yep. Yeah, nah. You can knock that off. This game, it's just... It's so nice that even with the... Even with the fact that the graphics aren't these like AAA title quality like BS that's getting shoved out every year, it's like it's just a good story that makes you think and wonder and like play it again at some point. Vibrations inside. Oh? The metal man thinks about cool things in the future. Yeah. In the past, we thought we were gonna have flying cars. We do not. This is my favorite building in the factory. When a small child has outlasted their use, we melt them down into slag and turn them into new butter knives and egg slicers. I think that recycling is beautiful, don't you? Like, why specifically egg slicers? I'll be honest, a lot of these characters, when I played, I didn't talk to a lot of the like little side characters, I guess. You can't touch this guy. The metallic man looks at you disdainfully. Huh. Let you buy to shut down the safeguards so you can crush the head of the factory? You gotta be stupid if you think I'd do that. You've gotta be a dumbass if you think I'd do that. Well, it's your fault, buddy. That's horrible. That's so bad. Alright. Now, go down the steps. Yeah, right here. If I remember correctly, something over here that I want to deal with first. There. Cold but burning, wet but dry. Icy hot. Medallion man is feeling fine. Sometimes I come to these lower catwalks just to feel closer to the void below. The smell is stronger here too. I personally would imagine it doesn't smell that good at all. Plastic marquee of the vending machine is covered in a layer of dust. It's still cold to the touch. The vending machine whirs back at you in an agreeable manner. He's so cute. The vending machine might have water inside, but it might have something else too. Okay. Up this way. There we go. There's something around this way. Oh. Yeah, that's to go down. Don't want to do that yet. We march forth. Rust and sweat and metal shavings. Medallion Man has been given a very boring job and had a pay cut. He feels really happy about both of these things. This is the station that controls the pressure of the head crusher machine. Feel free to mess around with it. It's not like we're ever going to use it. Fun fact, it takes a minimum of 500 psi to crush a skull. Oh, we going. Fun fact. We're not going to 500. Ooh, that's right. This is... This is the other side. Always hated this part. Nope. Damn. I've always detested this part. Because if you panic with tank controls, then it's over. So close to. Okay. What do you want to say? Rust and sweat and metal shavings. Medallion Man chatters his teeth when the crushers smash into the floor. Oh, you made it through. That's a sign of a good worker. A good worker doesn't follow safety protocols and does not die when doing so. That is definitely the life instruction. Alright, buddies. Rust and sweat and metal shavings. Medallion Man stands in place. Smells like enamel around here. This is where we make parasitic enamel. Enamel. Once mature, the enamel will be applied to the teeth of the children up above and will learn new things from the words they speak. This information is fed to a generative model which will then use it to create new lessons for the children. Here's the computer with his life. Oh, god damn it. Is the head of production trying to kill himself again? Let me guess, he sent you over here so you can crush his skull. Not gonna happen, dumbass. Get the hell out of here. Well, I've got a hammer and you guys don't, so sucks to suck. All right. That was it, right? It was just the two. At least I believe so. 2 in the PSI. Alrighty. cold and hard to the touch. The cloak is made of pig iron. Pig iron? Okay. The metal man smiles at you, and grimaces too. The head of the factory is up ahead. The fucker keeps begging us to kill him. Doesn't he know how important it is to continue manufacturing? If I looked like him, I would feel the same way. My life has turned into an endless line of misery and illness. I beg of you, if you have any mercy in your soul, please kill me and make it as painful, okay? Nah, it's just gonna go pop. Alrighty. Hey! There we go. Another egg of the earth. And now we descend. Gameplay tip: sanity medication hurts your health. Real world tip: public schools are required to have at least 50 teeth of mammalian origin embedded into their north-facing walls for structural and safety reasons.